Okay. So, when you live in a rural hometown of upstate New York, you need to have complete knowledge of the geography of state New York, because downstairs when they ask me, usually I have to tell them I'm 45 minutes north from Binghamton or southeast from Syracuse, because I can't keep telling people just go past the misty hills, farmlands upon farmlands, go on paved roads, dirt roads, roads that are not paved, but they're not technically dirt, but they're considered a road somehow. And eventually you'll come to my town, Oxford, New York. Oxford doesn't have many famous people who have lived there. The most famous would be famed architect Theodore Burr, cousin of Aaron Burr. His house would one day become the Oxford Memorial Library, where I would spend hours on end as a child. Our famous tourist attraction is hunting season. The town bar would have a banner welcoming downstaters from the city in Long Island that said, "Percentages off on beers and foods after you've killed that mighty beast in the woods." About 30% of the school would be gone because it's considered an unofficial holiday. I never went hunting though. I was more of a gatherer than a hunter. And this is a town where every person knew every single spot where you can get cell phone service and no service at all. For me, you had to put the cell phone about 2 inches away from the windowsill at a 32.65-degree angle just to get one bar of cell phone service that me and my friends could figure out what we were going to do that night. And most of the time, it would either be having a bonfire at a friend's house in the middle of the woods, a random party in the middle of the woods, and hiking. Lots and lots of hiking. Sometimes we would do extreme hiking, which involved a 12-pack of beer and some Gatorade. And if you wanted to go pro, you added some weed to the mix. And we only did that once, because as soon as you walk 2 steps, you're just like, I need to sit down on a log. But you can only mostly do this during the summer, spring, and fall seasons. When winter comes, that's it. It's not just one day of doing nothing, it's several days or even weeks on end. And then that's when the depression starts to hit, cynicism starts to hit, drinking tall boys in a basement going, what am I doing with my life? Waiting for the snow to melt. Or at least until it got muddy. Then you drive around in the mud bragging how your car is covered in mud now, because that's what you do. So, but eventually I moved down here. I had family down here, so why not? And there are obviously differences between upstate and downstate. Time, for instance, down here is God. Time is of the essence. Time, it must be exact. Upstate, it's more of a suggestion. You may say, get here around 5, it's more like 7. Instead of coyotes and cows waking me up, it's now leaf blowers and lawnmowers. And instead of a tractor with 6 cars in front of me wishing death upon them to get out of the way, it's hundreds and hundreds of cars covered in dents, big dents, fronts missing, backs missing, hoping that no one crashes into you. There are some times I do miss upstate. I do miss seeing a lot of the stars. And I do miss just pushing my cell phone away so no one can contact me whatsoever. But for the most part, I'm glad to be down here. There's more opportunities, just more advances in life. Having said that, though, I am going back upstate tomorrow to meet up some friends, have a bonfire.